Greetings, this is Jazz for JazReviews. In the spirit of Ground Zeroes, a game just recently reviewed by myself, which you should definitely check out after this video. It's still a long way off until the full Phantom Pain game releases, but I thought this would be the perfect time to shed a little more light on what makes Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid. I present 10 of my personal and favorite moments or features that have become so memorable throughout the franchise. But I am going to avoid the heart-wrenching story moments and concentrate purely on gameplay to cut down on those treacherous spoilers. Kicking off my list at number 10.
What do we have here?
Playboy magazines. For those new to MGS games, it would seem weird, but it's awesomely perverted and funny to see guards fall for the conveniently placed images.
Right, what have you got there?
Nothing.
Images to be found in almost all the MGS games since the Sons of Liberty.
Moron.
And all to be used as an actual mechanic to force these morons into a trance of lust, making them completely oblivious to Snake. But in their defense, who knows how long these poor souls have been without female contact. Kinky.
What are you thinking?
At number 9, the biggest and tallest of any boss battle in the Metal Gear saga. Metal Gear Solid 3, The Ladder.
But you're so supreme.
You cannot help but smile through this 2-minute climb. Excessive as it may be in a video game, it's strangely epic and calming thanks to the iconic music of Snake Eater played throughout the ascent. It's this kind of charm that really does make MGS at times. And although it may seem a little empty in a video like this, I cannot help but to admire Kojima's style, and I think everyone remembers this as one of those very cherished moments in the series. At number 8.
Look out, Snake! The guys who stole my stealth prototypes are in there with you!
Otacon on Codec. It's pretty tough to pinpoint which piece of codec dialogue is the most memorable in an MGS game. What I can say for myself though is any conversation between Solid Snake and the Otacon himself are always interesting. Whether it was asking for Snake's advice on love, warning Snake of those stealth camo creeps in the elevator, or more recently needlessly disrupting Snake's mission in MGS4.
Hold it, Snake. Time to change the disc. I know, it's a pain. You see the disc labeled 2?
No.
Huh? Oh, wait! We're on PlayStation 3! It's a Blu-ray disc. No need to swap.
Damn it, Otacon! Get a grip!
Yeah, what an age we live in, huh, Snake? Wonder what they'll think of next.
How nostalgic. At number 7. The motorcycle escape.
Hop in.
Can love bloom on a battlefield? Well, for Metal Gear Solid 3, it was definitely enjoyable watching the two agents address this theme, and all with Kojima's interactive camera angles. But one of the most memorable moments of MGS3 involved the pair attempting to flee Gronzigrad via Eva's motorcycle and sidecar. But of course, the Shago-hard Metal Gear of 3 fell into this sequence, allowing for one hell of a climatic boss battle. And following an unfortunate motorcycle accident, the next segment forces Snake to carry Eva through the jungles. And if you dare to look, a nice little secret could be found in Eva's medical history. The same motorcycle escape occurred once again in MGS4 for a nice throwback to the escape of 3, but ultimately, this was one of the most chaotic action segments in the entire series. At number 6, the most respected boss battle for many fans. The End boss battle. The End posed as one of the most challenging fights in the series. As the expert but very elderly sniper, the End could be beaten in 3 ways. The most honorable demanded much thought and care from the player, all with very delicate stealth. One of the best methods I found was to take note of where the End's darts would actually hit Snake, and then act accordingly from whatever direction it came from. The magnitude of this battle was very impressive, spanning over 3 sections of map, and the Master Tracker would also be able to follow your footprints. The second option is the least known of the 3. If the player was quick and clever enough, the End could be sniped with the SVD just after he first appears in the game, thus removing the entire boss battle from your playthrough.
Now you won't have to deal with him later.
Now the third option is kinda crazy. By skipping your console clock or literally waiting a whole week outside the game, upon your return the old man would have actually passed away. But really this battle was so memorable due to the intensive strategy behind the whole fight. At number 5. there is an escape. Who can forget the jail cell of Shadow Moses? Fiercely guarded by just the one man, a man named Johnny. Using either ketchup as fake blood or hiding under the bed, Johnny could be tricked and disarmed straight after. But if you manage to blunder both methods, Grey Fox will eventually rescue Snake from the entire scenario.
The ninja?
Prison cells have become quite the tradition through the franchise. MGS3's big boss found himself in the same situation, and conveniently enough the enemy guard actually turned out to be Johnny's grandfather.
All the firstborn sons in my family are called Johnny.
And this happened to Big Boss all over again in Peace Walker and another time for Portable Ops. But that doesn't take anything away from the character, of course, but I can imagine Boss getting himself captured just for kicks in the upcoming Phantom Pain.
Kept you waiting, huh?
At number 4. Return to Shadow Moses. This is nostalgia at its best, fully embraced. What better a way to indulge fans than returning to the exact place where it all started? Not counting the NES, of course. Including flashback cinematics, the MGS1 blocky gameplay segment, and a 1998 equipable Snake mask. It was so strange. Strange to walk the same old corridors in glorious HD before arriving at the hangar of Metal Gear Rex. Armed with multiple boss battles, this chapter was MGS through and through, and I'm not going to ruin it for you. Getting closer now, at number 3. But what does all the complexity, violence, and conspiracy concepts mean without cardboard boxes?
It was my destiny to be here. In the box. You should come inside the box. Then you'll know what I mean.
Man, I don't want to know what you mean.
It matters not the game it was used in, because it was just as memorable for any one MGS title. The cardboard box is one of the most iconic items in gaming, and gave way to some of the funniest stuff you'll see in a game. At number 2, the legend of fourth wall breaking interaction, Psycho Mantis. When the fourth wall is supposedly broken, it means the game itself has reached out to the player directly. Normally this could involve in-game tutorials or instructions on control layouts. Psycho Mantis, however, went much further. For 1998 this was unheard of. Through his supernatural psychic powers, Mantis would list a few games that you might have played.
You like Castlevania, don't you? You've been playing Super Mario Sunshine, haven't you? Oh, so you've played Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Just before instructing the player to place the controller on the floor.
Now I will move your controller by the power of my will alone.
It was creepy as hell, not to mention one of the most frustrating battles in the series.
You don't like girls?
Mantis would be throwing all this dated furniture around that was tough to avoid, but to beat Mantis, you literally needed to switch controller ports to block his psychokinesis. And this shit happened all over again with Screamin' Mantis in MGS4. Magic.
What? Where is your data? Where is it saved? It's memory card. Damn. Your skills have improved, or rather, your hardware.
And finally at number 1.
Have at you, Snake!
Fighting Liquid. After beating Liquid Snake in both the Hind D gunship and Metal Gear Rex, the most defining moment for me could be found in a simple, one-on-one hand-to-hand fight at the top of Metal Gear Rex.
You're out of time!
The final battle felt so right. The twin snakes would settle their own personal plights. But in the heat of it all, Liquid's nuclear bomb was ready to blow everyone sky high should the time limit pass.
Set to detonate at the precise moment of her death.
In addition to this, en route were American stealth bombers also set to destroy the entire base. Meryl's life was tied to the fate of a fist deathmatch between the two brothers.
It's not over yet!
Snake beat Liquid.
Liquid!
But in the frantic escape of it all, it turns out Liquid had survived his little fall, which was slightly ridiculous. But at the same time, so epic to see what were old men in Metal Gear Solid 4, fighting it out once again in a truly memorable fistfight, but this time with some form of mutual respect for one another. To newcomers it may seem like nothing more than two OAPs fighting over a bus pass, but to those who had played Metal Gear since 1998, it was a rather fitting showdown. This has been Jazz for Jazz Reviews with the top 10 Metal Gear Solid memorable gameplay moments. Feel free to click my latest video review for the newly released Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, which is a prologue of what is to come in the Phantom Pain. The future is looking good for the franchise. Whether or not Ground Zeroes is worth the price tag is another thing. But until next time, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the comments.
Shut up! Shut up in there, will ya?